Good morning, woodworkers. Well, another week. It's Thursday. Uh-oh, no, it's Friday already. I don't know what happened, but I lost a day somewhere. Anyway, this week I want to show you how I made this picture frame. It's all made out of pallet wood that I've salvaged, and the unique part about this is that I have done a dental inlay in the center of this picture frame, and I'll show you how that's done. You remember last week I showed you how I was making the dental for the inlay. So this week I'm showing you a way that you can put it to practical use. The nice thing about something like this, this project, is that it's one of a kind. If you make something like this, it can be treasured by your family for years to come. And if someone says, "Where did you find that unique looking picture frame?" Well, you can tell them, well, this is the only one that you're going to find, because I made this and you can't find it in a frame shop. No one else that I know of has one of these, except maybe the guy who showed me how to make it. So anyway, let's get out to the shop and get busy on making this dental picture frame. How's this look? Nah, that doesn't work. This might work. Hello? Anybody out there? I'm talking to you. Now you're probably wondering how I got a piece of dental cut that is about 16 inches long on a 12-inch bandsaw. Okay, there's a little trick that I used to make that work. I mark off the distance from the throat depth on the piece of wood, and that's going to be my starting mark for my first cut. Then I cut as far as I can before I run into the throat, and then I turn it over and I do the opposite end. Now I'm still going to have come up a little bit short here on each end, because you just don't have that much space on the bandsaw. So I put a second little attachment here on the bandsaw sled, and in this case you'll notice that the nail is on the sled side of the bandsaw blade. What I've done is made a little jig that goes on top of the original. The original has the nail over here, remember. So on this one, it's on the right side of the bandsaw blade. And I've got a little mark here so that I can find where that goes and set it on there and hold it in place. Then I continue and I work from this angle here, and I work away until I have nibbled my dental all the way to the end. Pretty simple if you're making a picture frame or something that is in the 12 by 14 or 8 by 11 or something like that. You're not going to be able to make it because with one pass, because the throat isn't that deep. Okay, there I've got all of my stock laid out for my dental. Didn't take me too long to do these things. Okay, now our next step is going to be to build the rest of the frame. Now we've got the router table set up with a 1/2 inch round over bit. Keep my fingers out of there. And the piece for the main part of the picture frame It's going to be quite thick, it looks like at this time, but by the time we get it milled down, it won't look nearly so thick. Okay, this is 1 9/16 wide by 3/4 inch deep. Now I'm going to run them through the router. We'll get the first round over, and then we're going to cut a cove on the opposite side, and that will relieve the size of it so it doesn't look so big. And now we're going to cut that cove on the back side that we were talking about. This is actually on the top side of where the picture is going to set in. My straight cutting router bit is a 1/2 inch in diameter, which is the same width that we have on the Dentil. I'm going to use a feather board to hold this down. That way we can get an exact depth for our dado cut for our Dentil to set down in, and it'll glue lots easier that way with a nice smooth bottom in it. So here we go. Incidentally, if your Dentil is a few thousandths thicker than the width of your dado, you can just tap the fence away from the router bit, you know, a few thousandths at a time, run it through again until you get a nice fit. Okay, the next thing we'll do is take our Dentil insert out, and then we'll cut our cove on the back side here to come down to mate with the dado on the back side of the piece that the picture frame will sit in, and we'll leave about 1/4 inch thick on this lip. Okay, the last thing we want to do is cut a cove, not a cove, but a miter in the back side of the picture frame for the picture to set in. So I've put a bit in here, as you can see, that I think is going to work out just right. Incidentally, I've got my height set at 1/4 inch on the dado bit, and that ought to give us plenty of room to put our picture in the back side. A little trick that I've run across for matching up the two pieces of Dentil is to take the piece that you're setting up against the end here and cut it off so it's just right at the edge of the Dentil kerf. Then take and sand this away until you get an exact match for the space, and it'll look like you just had one piece there. Okay, let's see how nicely I have it set up. Maybe just a tiny little bit more sanding, but not much. And drop it in there. It's getting closer. Yeah, that's just about there. I could go just a tiny bit more, but I'm so close that who's counting? Okay, we'll glue it in and then we'll make our picture frame here after the glue dries. Well, there's the nearly completed project. What do you think? Think it'll fly? I'm just moving the light around so that you can see it from different perspectives. That's not the picture I'm going to put in it, but it was a nice old classic and I decided I'd just stick it in there so that you could see how it looks. And by the way, if you're wondering about the miters on the corner, I haven't glued it together yet either. I just wanted to get this video out so that you guys could see it. Okay, this has been a pretty long, drawn out process, but I'm going to throw it at you in one segment. Okay, that's it for Wayne for this week. What's Up Wayne is still going to try to put a new video on once a week, probably on Thursday. And so keep your eyes open. Something new is coming your way every week. Bye for now.